You don't hear much about Santa's mysterious wife, and with good reason. While she can often be seen in Christmas cards and figurines as a plump old lady as jolly as Santa himself, she is actually one of the most evil people ever to walk the earth. Though she is physically trapped at the North Pole, her reach spans the globe and no one is safe. She wasn't always a bitter, hateful, miserable excuse of a human being. It happened over time. Year after year, decade after decade, doing all the work and watching her husband get all the glory. He did little to help until the beginning of December. He used the excuse that he worked a year's worth in 1 week, and she would have to pitch in while he rested. Back then, he took 1 week to deliver presents to all the children in the world. She watched him do nothing but lay around all year long while she slaved day in and day out, watching over the elves and keeping everything on the tight schedule. One day, one of the elves was giving her a hard time and would not listen to her direction. Finally, she just snapped. She picked him up and broke him in half over bended knee. The rest of the elves froze in terror until she screamed at them to go back to work, which they immediately did for fear of being next. She then came back home to find Santa fast asleep on the couch. She couldn't take it anymore. When Santa woke, he found his beloved wife hovering over him, brandishing a butcher's knife. Before he could move, she pressed the tip to his throat, drawing a small trickle of blood. She told him things were going to change. From now on, he would be doing the heavy lifting all year, or she would murder another elf for every day he didn't work. That was only the beginning. She worked him day and night to the point of exhaustion. Still not satisfied, the lovely Mrs. Claus decided it was time he really suffer. At the beginning of December that year, she told Santa he had a mere 24 hours to deliver all the presents or the North Pole would be burned to cinders when he returned. Along with it, all the elves. Santa was horrified. There was nothing for him to do but comply. He couldn't stand the thought of any of his elves being hurt, let alone burned alive. To this day, that is why he races around the world, doing everything he can to make sure he gets home before the clock strikes midnight. Even after all these years, he fully believes his demented wife would carry out her promise. If you ask the elves, they say that late on a quiet night, you can still hear the sound of the snapping spine of their fallen brother echo across the toy factory.